Hello and welcome to my channel, Astra's Brain Injury. I am Astra. So today I'm going to be talking about motion. And for me, when my brain injury first began, it was very overwhelming for me. Now, I'll give you an example. I was in the grocery store and, I used the cart, especially at Costco, as my walker, any cart actually. I use that as my walker because I walked really, really slow. As I said, I had to learn how to walk all over again. And I was in the store and I could not be pushing the cart like how we would do, now, like how anyone who is not affected by a brain injury, you would be pushing the cart. Like when I did before I had my brain injury, you'd be pushing the cart and, you could turn your head and be watching and seeing everything as you're going by. For me, that kind of motion was too much on my brains. And so I had to keep my head down and look into the cart as I'm slowly moving the cart. And when I wanted to look at something, then I would stop, and I would turn myself because I could not turn my neck. And so I would turn myself and I would look. And if I was not there and I see that I needed to go further, then my head would be down in the cart as I'm slowly moving, like this. And this was how my life was. I could not, my brains is, I don't even know if it's comprehension, but my brains could not handle movement as well as looking at the same time. So that's like two things for me. I couldn't do it. And then my brains was just getting, warning, 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 enough, right? So it was really hard for me. And when I saw my OT, or sorry, occupational therapist, she, was saying, okay, ask to try and look to the end of the cart and not in the cart, but the end of your cart and, try and move slowly. And, it was really hard for me to do that. And there was many times where I would have to find a secluded spot wherever I was and just try and gather my wits, gather myself together because it was too much. And then the thing is, the movement caused a lot of me to become very nauseous. Like I felt like I was, when you're pregnant, the slightest smell can just set you off and you just running to the bathroom or anything like that. This is how I constantly felt. And, being dizzy as well. Because my ears, I'm not sure if I told you in my other videos, but my ears used to bleed. And I would wake up when I did fall asleep, and I would wake up and there'd be blood all on my pillow from my ears. And, that's another story that, another video that I will expound more on. But it was very hard because, you got that constant ringing in your ears. And, it's like ding, ding, ding. Many times I woke up thinking that my alarm was going off, but it wasn't my alarm. It was my ears that was, doing that. And as I said, it was not easy. Think about, here's the thing. Think about, as children and you're on that merry-go-round and you're spinning, 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 spinning really fast. And then you as a child, you sit in, you spin, 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 spin. and then you try to stable yourself. You stop, and then you're all like, you can't. This is how I felt on a continuous basis. So walking was really hard for me. Um, I always needed something to hold on to stabilize myself. But thank goodness my youngest was, still young, that he could have been in a stroller. So I, would go for walks, but very slowly. I really couldn't do it. It was so hard. And then, as I said, I was learning how to walk because I needed something to stabilize me always. So the wall was my stabilizer because, as I said, the motions, you just feeling like you're just continuously going up. Even now, just doing this is like making me starting to feel nauseous. But it was not easy, y'all. It really was not easy. And once again, I went to my practitioners, and they would help me, to help to combat. And then, with the looking, like my vision, it's just everything, all that information coming in, just make you nauseous. Like you're just throwing up. You're having a conversation, and it's like the anxiety of the conversation, you get nauseous. Anything, like just simply getting up. So you were sitting down and you get up, that can make you nauseous. So any kind of motion was, for you regularly it would be right here, but all of a sudden is well up here, and you can't handle it. It's really hard. I keep saying these words that it's so hard, but it is. Y'all, it is really hard. And it's frustrating because, you know, when you know what you were before and you're at where you are now, you like it's maddening for me. It was maddening because I know that this is not who I was before, and it's a lot to deal with when you remember, wait a minute, I wasn't like this, and I can't even I can't even be in a car and be driven because I never drove for the longest of time, y'all. I couldn't drive for the longest of time. And so when I would be sitting in the car and I'm being driven, I'm just like, oh my goodness, my stomach, because I really wanted to throw up. And just the movements, passing the cars as you're driving. So I would always try and, as if I'm putting blinders on, just so that all of that movement outside from the cars was not going to affect me. So, I would like this, or next thing you know, I'm out. Right? Like I was just, and after we're here, I'm like, oh, okay. This is how it was for me. And it's a challenge. Like everything that you go through is a huge challenge. Like it is so huge. It's not even a joke. Like it's no ha 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 ha. No, no. This is like, frustration. This is tears shedding. This is, just being angry because you are not the Astra. Well, not you, but for me, I wasn't who I was because I never experienced being like that. I mean, yes, when I was pregnant, like I would say, when I was pregnant, you get motion sickness and all that kind of stuff. And then, it ends when the baby is out. It's done. But I was like, I was forever in this, and I couldn't see an end date. And I am the kind of individual that I'm a counter. That's, how I am. I like to count down to things. So, like when I was at work, I was the one that put in all of the holidays into our calendar. And I would be like, okay, I've got how many more days until the next holiday, or, things like this. So, or until my holiday. And I'd be like, ooh, I've got 55 more days. Like, that's the kind of individual that I am. And when I see that I am here and I'm not seeing an end date, it is very frustrating. It was very frustrating for me because I don't like not knowing when my end date is. I like to know when my end date is. And so, as I said, with this, the nausea, the dizziness, your balance issues because, the ears are bleeding, your ears are ringing. That sets your balance off, you know? And so, as I said, I used the cart as my walker. We used to joke and say, like my 95-year-old grandmother, she's passed now, but we used to say that she could walk faster than me. Like I really, really could not walk a normal pace. Like even now, I still walk slow, but I'm walking faster than I did when I first began. And that reminds me, they always say you're closer to the end than when you first started. Yes, looking back on hindsight, like as I read through the diary that I used to be keeping, and when I see that even some of my mistakes, like where I would write a word and then write it out twice, or even three times in the thing, I'm like, wow, I've come further than when I first had my brain injury. But the practitioners were good in helping me with um, doing certain exercises to help me with my balance. Because I mean, even still up to this day, like, just closing my eyes and say, for instance, you're in the shower, closing your eyes and you say you're washing your hair, you're washing your face. I'm still holding on to something because I don't feel like I'm steady, if that's the correct thing to say. But I still do, and like the motions, I still get the dizziness, and I still get the nausea. Like sometimes it could just hit you. You just might turn your head, and it whoof. You just get that wave of dizziness. The motion. You just could be walking, and it just hits you. You know. Um, but just as I said, listen to what your practitioners it would be saying to you. Talk over your concerns with them, because sometimes people hearing that they don't hear you, and they listen, but they're could be too preoccupied with something else. You never know. I don't want to judge, but you never know what somebody could be preoccupied with. And, they can mix you up with somebody else and all this and that and tar and the other kind of thing. But, yeah, like this one is going to be short today, y'all. As I said, speak to your practitioners, and if you can't relate it to your practitioners, or you won't remember, because, I was in that, I would write things down and I forget where I put what I wrote down, even though I would write down, to discuss it, have someone present there with you so that they can remember what it is that you wanted to be said, because I still do have issues, and this is years later. I don't know if it will ever go away. I doubt it. But, you can just celebrate the little things that, ooh, okay, I wasn't dizzy all 24 hours in the day. You could be laying down and you're feeling lightheaded, or you're feeling like you want to throw up, or whatever. If it only happened 23 hours in the day, be like, woohoo, okay, 1 hour I was free. So if you think that kind of way, it would be of a help to you, because it was a help to me. Like, when I did remember these things, like, wait a minute, okay, I was able to walk just a little bit faster today. Be happy. Oh, I was not feeling like I wanted to throw up right now when I tried going for a little walk. Be happy with that. Be happy with that, because if you don't celebrate those little things, how are you going to celebrate the big things? So the little things will help you to appreciate the big things when they do come, because every little bit adds up. My grandmother always used to say, every spoil is a style. And it's the truth, because this has happened in my life, but it has helped me so that I would be able to help you, because I've looked online and I've not seen, like, from the person's perspective, what they've gone through, their daily struggles, or what they struggled with in the very beginning, at the first part of their brain injury, and what they're still struggling with now. So I would encourage y'all, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please share. Because if you are the one that's going through this, or someone that you do know is going through this, there is some kind of hope. And then the next thing is ye if you be negative all the time, it's not going to help you. I mean, yes, I don't work anymore. I'm no longer, um, an employee with the government. I no longer can, do things that I've used to do before, and things that I love. I can't do it, but it is sad in that aspect. But you got to look and see, well, what else can I do? Like, how can I encourage someone, you know? And so that's how I choose to look at it. Because as I said, I would prefer to be looking on the positive side than to look on the negative side, because the negative is just going to drag you and drown you and drown you and drown you. But if you are looking on the positive side, you're like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Today wasn't lollipops and gumdrops, but it was at least lollipops today. Haha, right? So if you change your mindset, maybe keep a diary and say, well, you know what is today I was able to, and write it down. Today I did not feel, and you write it down. Today I was able to remember this, when you couldn't remember it. I'm just saying, but as I said, talk it over with your practitioners, talk it over with your family, your spouse, or whomever that you have, a friend, your family, whomever. Talk it over with them and see where they can help you, because this is not a journey that someone can do by themselves. You really do need support. You need prayers, a lot of prayers. You need a lot of support. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, cause shoo, I tell you, there was days where I am, walking and I'm feeling sick to my stomach and, just driving in the car and I'm feeling sick to my stomach and, everything is just making you sick to your stomach. And you just want to know, when am I going to stop being sick to my stomach? Right? You don't know. You really don't know. But I would encourage y'all to try and look on the bright side of things. Even though you're not able to do what you did before, maybe there's something new that you can do now. Just saying. Just saying. So, with that, I will take my leave. I shall take that leave now. And I will definitely see you in the next video. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and to share. Please share it with someone that is going through this so that they can get some encouragement. This is why I started this channel, because as I said, I didn't see anybody out there that was doing this. And so I'm doing this so that you can know you're not alone, because the worst feeling is when you feel and know that you are the only one and there's no one else that you know of or in your inner circle that is going through what you're going through. It's hard. Y'all, it's really hard. It really is. And so, you know, uh, I will see you in the next video. All right, then. Okay, bye.